So, challenge 4, activities close when closing their corresponding SR. Now this is one we actually got on our support form the other day. I'm going to bring it up. You can see this question came in on last Thursday, and there's been some conversation about it, and finally Andy Mahan, one of our developers here, presented a solution to the user that was asking the question. So his question basically is that Maximo automatically closes the SR's associated activities when it closes the SR. So let me go ahead and show you how that works to the front end. Okay, so I have 3 records here. I'm going to show you how this first one works. So I choose my record. It's a standard SR, nothing special about it. I look at my related records and I have this activity associated with it. And now what will happen, let me ensure my rule is disabled. It is. When I change the status of this record, you'll see currently the status of the activity is in progress and the status of the SR is new. When I change the status of this record, the SR to closed, you'll see the SR's activity closed. That is something the end user doesn't want. So we toggled the Maximo business logic to allow that to happen. First, let me enable the rule, then I'll talk you through how it works. I'm going to commit my rule. Let's go back to my list, 1213. Open that one up. So now, provided my rule is committed, okay, I will go ahead and close the record. So I have my related record here. Its status is in progress, and my SR status is still new. When I close this one, you'll see that the SR status is now closed, but the activity is still in progress. So with essentially the click of a switch, we changed Maximo functionality to meet these end users' business requirements. Let me show you how this works. This was kind of a 2-part rule, and Andy explained it on the forum, and I'll talk through it here. Let me close others. So our solution was using Rules Manager. We created an on-status change rule that fires before the status changes to disassociate the activities, and I'll show you how that works. Then we created a subsequent on-status change rule that fires after the status changes to reassociate the activities. Now this association is only modified while the status is changing. Nothing changes in your database. So your data is still tied to your record. All it is virtually on while that action is happening, while the status change is occurring, we disassociate it for a second, change the status of the SR, and then reassociate the activities to the list, or to the SR. I'll show you how that rule works. So here's our first part, which was before Maximo changes status to closed, we store the where clause of the relationship. So the out-of-the-box relationship to activity, we store that relationship for that record. Then we basically apply our own relationship that says 1 equals 2, so you get no records. From there, the status changes to close. Now our second rule fires, which fires after Maximo changes status. And what we have is, since we stored that value, the where clause, into our Maximo object, we can simply just set the where back to what it used to be. So we set our SR activities relationship to what we had stored previously, which is the default value. Then we set it to null just to make sure we housekeep appropriately. So that's how simple our rule was. That really changed functionality and really made sure your business logic worked for your system, because not every system, I always say this, especially in my consulting minds, not every system can fit Maximo's design structure. And so sometimes you have to manipulate that to make sure your system works to fit your business requirements, and not vice versa. You shouldn't have to change your business requirements just to evolve to Maximo.